Welcome everyone to this episode of Senior Living. We're so glad you joined us. Got a lot of different things to talk about. Of course, we've been mentioning for the last month or better how exciting the Verde Valley becomes this time of year. Springtime, the weather's been so beautiful. We can expect a lot more great weather through the month of April, averages in the high 70s. We have had a record of 98 in April. That's pretty warm, but we're looking for some great weather to enjoy all of the great opportunities that we have going on around the Verde Valley. Also, just wanted to mention, April is National Autism Awareness Month. We have International Guitar Month, and we've got some great musicians that will just show you how great the guitars are that we have here in the Verde Valley. National Child Prevention Month, National Poetry Month. That's always good to know around here. We've got a couple of great entertainers, great poets that can tell stories and do poetry. And just, you know, a couple other little things. The Titanic happened in April. The National Home Run Day, there was the first home run hit. Lots of great kinds of things going on. One of the things that we know to be true in the Verde Valley here is that one of our greatest assets is the Verde River, and it affords us all kinds of opportunity to be able to enjoy it. A week or so ago, there was the Verde River runoff where the kayakers got to take advantage of the great waters in the Verde River. We have a lot of different events that are centered around the Verde River. One of them, the one we're going to talk about next, is a fairly new opportunity to really bring out the best of the Verde River. And we are joined today by Bob Rothrock. Welcome, Bob. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Pam.
Oh, my pleasure. Bob is the president of the Verde Valley Land Preservation, as I understand it. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And this is a new event for you to help put on. Let's explain just a little bit about, if you would please, Verde Valley Land Preservation and what your organization is all about.
Well, thanks. Verde Valley Land Preservation was founded in 2002, and our mission is to protect and preserve open space in the Verde Valley. Open space is in many ways the Verde Valley's biggest asset. When you ask people why they came here or want to tour here, it's not too long before they're talking about our beautiful open spaces. Mm-hmm. And then for myself, as a lifelong boater and river enthusiast, I feel there's no finer open space than the areas along the Verde River.
Right, right. So how long has the Verde Valley Land Preservation been organized? How long have you been around?
For a little over a decade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And some of the other things that you've taken on in the past, have there been events, or is this kind of your first?
Not so. We've worked a lot in the planning arena, Pam. Mm-hmm. We've worked with all the local municipalities. Mm-hmm. Right now we're trying to assist in their general plans to make sure they have open space friendly language. Mm-hmm. We've worked with the county on the Verde Valley Regional Plan. Mm-hmm. So we've sort of worked in conjunction with other agencies, such as the Forest Service as well,
right,
to protect and preserve our open spaces.
And to further the effort of making the emotional connection, allowing people to create that emotional connection, resulted in the Verde River Artist Challenge.
That's correct.
Then, as I understand it, right this very second, the 25 artists have been identified to participate, correct?
That's right. We put out a call for artists who wanted to take a river trip on the Verde River and use that inspirational experience to create art related to the river. Mm-hmm. The art will be donated to Verde Valley Land Preservation and become part of a traveling exhibition. We have a date for our initial opening with that art. It's going to be on July the 27th mm-hmm. at the Mannheim Gallery on Main Street in Old Town Cottonwood. And from there, we hope the exhibition will travel to all of the Verde Valley communities and hopefully even to the Prescott, Flagstaff, and the Phoenix areas as well.
I certainly see that as a good possibility, not only to showcase these artists, but to showcase our river. I think it's a great opportunity.
And that's really the intention. The intention is to have people become involved on an emotional heart level, if you will, with the Verde River. And so much so that some of them we hope will buy the pieces of art. They'll all be for sale at a silent auction. And from there, the money raised will be used for further river protection efforts.
Oh, that'll be pretty great. So you put out the call for the artists. The artists have been identified, and next up, in just a couple of days, will be their river trip, actually.
That's right.
And they have 3 days.
That's correct, also.
To soak up all of the beauty of the river, and then be able to use that inspiration to create the pieces of art.
That's it. We're going to launch on Friday at around 10 a.m. From the White Bridge River access, which is right where Highway 260 crosses the Verde River.
Right.
We'll travel about 5 miles on the first day and camp at Rocking River Ranch. This is a state parks property that they acquired right before the crash, so they didn't get to develop it yet. But we'll be allowed to camp there, and it's a real nice spot right at the junction with Clear Creek. We'll spend a whole day there on Saturday. There'll be a number of field trips for the artists, things like nature walks, bird tours, nature photography, and even a hike to an Indian ruin that we'll do.
Wow.
And then we'll let them have, they have the whole afternoon after the field trips to sketch or draw or even paint if they're plein air artists, or just relax and soak it in.
That sounds pretty wonderful. The public gets an opportunity to meet these artists.
That's right.
On April 18th.
Yes, that'll be a meet and greet event. It's going to be held at the Old Town Center for the Arts at 5th and Main Street in Cottonwood. And at that time, we'll have the artists will be there. They won't, most of them, I don't think, will have yet created the art that will be part of the traveling exhibition.
Right.
But they'll have other samples of the kind of art that they do. And we'd like the public to come and meet the artists. And the artists, I'm sure, will have some stories to share about their river experience.
I'm sure.
And it should be a real good time for everybody.
I'm sure that it will be. The public has the opportunity to see, will have the opportunity to see the pieces that these artists create. Again, as you said, the first one being July 27th.
That's the opening, yes.
At the Mannheim Gallery. And the April 18th meet and greet may not be the perfect time to see what they will create from their experiences, but it'll be definitely a time when you can look at examples of the artwork that these artists have done so far and be able to kind of get an idea. Are there other ways, and I have one answer to this right now, in addition to the silent auction, to purchase these pieces to further the progress of the VVLP, are there other opportunities for the public to be involved either with the Verde Valley Land Preservation or the Artist Challenge? How can they help out? Are there things that the public can be involved in, or just be there when it comes time to support the artists?
Well, that would be the primary way.
Okay.
We're always looking for folks who are interested in helping as volunteers. There's no end of things that need to be done to make an art exhibition go smoothly, to make a river trip go smoothly, or I think hopefully all those ducks are lined up now.
I would hope so. Again, the meet and greet April 18th at the Mannheim Gallery. What's the times on that, Bob?
From 6 until 8 p.m.
Okay, 6 to 8 p.m. April 18th. And get prepared. When those artists come back, they are going to be full of all kinds of wonderful things, wonderful ideas. And the initial gallery presentation of this material will be July 27th. And then we'll stay tuned on the progress of when the next one might be. Any other primary points that you would like our viewers to know about?
Our viewers should be aware of our websites, verdevalley.lpi.org, where you can learn about Verde Valley Land Preservation and our other activities and projects that we're doing. And then the verdeartistchallenge.org, and on the website verdeartistchallenge.org you can find pictures, bios of all the 25 artists, as well as sample work. There's just all kinds of information about these artists and what they've done and why they're excited about this project.
Perfect. That website's been on your screen. If you do need further information, you're welcome also to contact us here at the television station or at myradioplace.com. The information is available. We are going to take a short break, and we will be back with you right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
8,000 Arizona men, women, and children battle the often debilitating impact of multiple sclerosis every day. You can help find a cure. Register today for Arizona's premier cycling event, Bike MS Ride the Vortex, May 18th and 19th, presented by Sam's Club. You choose the distance that's best for you, from 30 to 150 miles. Proceeds fund research that can make a difference. For information and to register yourself or your team, visit www.bikemsarizona.org.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
There's one kind favor I ask of you. One kind favor I ask of you. Ooh, one kind favor I ask of you. See that my grave is kept clean. Best 3 white horses in a row. Yeah, 3 white horses in a row. 3 white horses in a row. They be carrying me to my burial ground. You can dig my grave with a silver spade. Yeah, dig my grave with a silver spade. Yeah, dig my grave with a silver spade. And lower me down with that ball and chain. There's one kind of favor I ask of you. Yeah, one kind of favor I ask of you. One kind of favor I ask of you. See that my grave is kept clean.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, Joe Neary. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. It's been a little over a year.
Yes, indeed.
You were actually one of our first musical guests on the show, and I appreciate that to this very day. Last time you were on, it was just prior to the holiday concert, the
Right.
Holiday Fest, and had a lot of stuff going on this last year. You guys have been very, very busy, all of you. But right around the corner now, the Blues Fest is upon us.
Yes.
And it sounds like it's going to be bigger and better than ever.
It's really growing. This is my third year of putting it together. And it's an all-day event. Goes from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 10 o'clock at night at the Old Town Center for the Arts in Cottonwood.
Right.
This will be this Saturday, April 6th.
Yep, Saturday, April 6th. Some of you will be watching this after that date. Not to worry, because there are a lot of other opportunities to catch you and/or the Blues Dogs and/or many other musical groups that you're involved with. I know one of the. We'll talk a little bit more about this in a minute. What else? The Blues Fest, since some of our viewers will miss it, what else have you got on your calendar coming
Well,
up?
our really big show is the Bob Dylan birthday concert.
Absolutely.
That's coming up May 24th and 25th. Last year we expanded it to 2 days because of demand.
Right.
Again at the Old Town Center for the Arts. It's Memorial Day weekend, Friday and Saturday. We start at 7. It's a long show, but this will be our 8th year of putting this together, and it grows a little bit every year. This year, so far, it'll probably be pretty close to this. I have 21 musicians performing.
Wow. Now, will all 21 musicians perform both nights, or will there be a little bit of a mixture?
There's almost identical both nights. There's a slight difference in personnel, but very, very minor. And some of the musicians will be doing different songs on different nights.
Oh.
So the two shows are not exactly the same, so that if you're a total Dylan fanatic, you wouldn't be disappointed by going to both shows. But
That's kind of what I was getting at. I think that true Dylan fans would enjoy both of them.
yes, yes.
Very cool. What I know that's definitely a biggie, and that you'll want to keep on your calendars. What else is on your schedule coming up? I know that I see some different performances. What do you got going on?
Well, my main band is Blues Dog.
Correct.
We perform all over the area throughout each month. The regular thing we have going is a blues jam that I do at the 1012 Lounge on the third Thursday of every month. And we're coming up on doing that for 3 years consistently every month. And it's a true, my band is the backing band, but it's a true jam session for local musicians as opposed to open mic. There's a lot of open mics in the area, and they're really nice to get up and sing a song or something. But you're limited in terms of what you can do in an open mic, generally 2 or 3 or 4 songs, and then you have to get off the stage.
Right.
This is a real jam session in which you just show up and we go from 7 to 10. I call it AARP hours. But,
I hear that.
Yes. But if a musician comes, any kind of musician playing any kind of instrument can come up and perform for the full 3 hours and just give them a chance to play and extend themselves. And it's really, really caught on with the audiences. We have a really big following that comes every month just to hear whoever's going to show up and play. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, I've heard quite a few friends of mine. I'm one of those AARP members. Only even 7 to 10 on a Thursday gets a little bit of a stretch for me. But I need to go check it out because I do have several friends have mentioned that they wouldn't miss it. It's just that turned into that great of an event.
Yeah, and for a bar gig, you know, the 1012 is like pristine. I mean, it's the cleanest bar in the universe. It's really a nice place, and you can have dinner there as well because there's the Main Street Cafe right next door.
Absolutely.
So you can make a nice night of it.
And Clarkdale just has so much to offer. We were just talking about the concerts in the park, and there's all kinds of different things, and it's kind of fun just to be up there. Okay, anything else in addition to the?
Let me tell you about a new project I've just got started with. There's a local musician, Don Witcher.
Yes.
Probably one of the best slide players in the entire country. And he's been out of action for most of the last year. He had some surgery. But he's back in action, and he and I have just formed a new Americana, roots, blues, outlaw country, you name it, band centered around Don. Greg Gould is playing bass, Wing Ryan is drums, I'm playing guitar. And Don's doing mostly lap steel guitar, and he is just absolutely amazing. And it's called Don Witcher and the Kings of the Border.
Kings of the Border,
and they will be at the Blues Fest this Saturday.
Okay.
They're doing a set. So it'll be a good introduction for local Cottonwood area people to come out and see Don. Don is really popular. And then we're doing a full concert again at the Old Town Center for the Arts at the end of April. I think it's April 27th.
We'll check the calendars at the Old Town Center for
yeah.
that one. I know Greg Gould joined us on one show while Don was out of commission. We tried to get both of them to be able to come in, but he was out for just a little while, so it's really good to have him back.
Yeah, it really is, and he's what I call scary good.
Yeah,
You know, it's whether you're a musician or just a fan. If you watch him play and you just say, "How does he do that?" You know,
It's amazing.
It's so good.
It's quite a compliment coming from you. All of this in addition to you and your wife keeping your bookstore going, and Well-Read Coyote has got a lot of events going on there throughout the month as well.
Yes, we active event schedule. We're coming up on our 8th year in business and still standing and doing well. We have one thing that your viewers might really like is a week from Saturday on April 13th. We have a Scandinavian dessert chef coming with samples.
I'm there.
Yeah. Classic Scandinavian desserts, and she'll be there at 2 o'clock on the 13th with samples of her work.
Sounds perfect to me. Anything else that you want to share with the viewers? Otherwise, I'm dying to hear another song. So.
Okay. Well, I'll just say the Blues Fest, we have, you can buy an all-day pass. It starts at 2 o'clock. Or you can just do the evening show. We have 2 headliners. We have 4 local bands in the afternoon and 2 headliners in the evening. It starts at 7 o'clock. One of which, Alan James, he used to live here. He was a very popular musician, extremely versatile. And he's moved to Connecticut, but he's coming back just for our show, and he'll be our main headliner that night.
I saw his name in the paper, and I thought he was not. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
I'm honored that he's coming.
Right.
He's one of my favorite performers ever. But I'm just.
Who are the 4 local groups, Joe?
4 local groups are Bill Barnes Trio. We'll kick it off. Then Don Witcher and the Kings of the Border. Then a new band by a semi-veteran. He hasn't been here that long, but Dan Bresnan.
Oh, okay.
Really incredible guitar player. He's formed his own blues band, and he'll be playing there. And then my band will finish up the afternoon, Blues Dog. Then in the evening we have Bobcat Jack, who's a nationally prominent blues player, originally from Chicago.
Right.
And then Alan James. So we got a full day.
One phenomenal show, definitely. One awesome show. Let's hear a little bit more.
Well, if you ever leave me, baby, I don't know what I'd do. I miss you down home cooking about as much as I miss you. You feed me good, babe. Yeah, treat me mighty fine. Just give me some hot biscuits and gravy. I could eat them all the time. Well, you take me to your kitchen, the stove's already hot. You sit me at your table and you show me what you got. You feed me good, babe. Yeah, treat me mighty fine. Just give me some hot biscuits and gravy. I could eat them all the time. Well, I never seem to get enough of your good food. I'm never satisfied, but I'm always in the mood. You feed me good, babe. Yeah, treat me mighty fine. Just give me some hot biscuits and gravy. I could eat them all the time. Well, if you ever leave me, baby, I don't know what I'd do. I miss you down home cooking about as much as I miss you. You feed me good, babe. Yeah, treat me mighty fine. Just give me some hot biscuits and gravy. I could eat them all the time.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
8,000 Arizona men, women, and children battle the often debilitating impact of multiple sclerosis every day. You can help find a cure. Register today for Arizona's premier cycling event, Bike MS Ride the Vortex, May 18th and 19th, presented by Sam's Club. You choose the distance that's best for you, from 30 to 150 miles. Proceeds fund research that can make a difference. For information and to register yourself or your team, visit www.bikemsarizona.org.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Gotta figure this all out, find the answers hidden under my doubt. I need to go somewhere else, hanging upside down on Orion's belt. 7 sisters shining bright, guiding me through a universe void of light. A pentagram in the sky, it's on my hand, reflected in your eyes. Our love is just entropy, becoming erratic, chaotic energy. Cosmic waves move me along, gamma rays make the winds of fate so strong. They say there's no such thing as God in the darkest depths of our thoughts. There is only our pain, destruction, the reasons we hate. But I think I know better than to believe such a lie. Our thoughts are just a feather floating through the sky. I think I've got this figured out. Love's the answer, covering our doubt, and heaven's not so far away. It's just drifting through time and space, and it may pass before our eyes, but we won't see it in this life. But the pentagram is in the sky, it's on our hands, reflected in the minds of 7 sisters, 7 sisters committing suicide. 7 sisters, 7 sisters committing suicide. And in their honor and my vanity, I'll build them crystal chimes.
All right. Sean Williams, welcome to our television show. You and I talked quite some time ago and couldn't quite get it put together, but I'm so glad you were able to make it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Great voice, great guitar work. Of course, I say that in all honesty. I am not a I'm not a reviewer of any type, but I loved it. I thought it was great. Your CD, Birth, has been out for some time now.
Yes.
That was one of the things that I became familiar with, first of all. And starting to see you pop up around quite a bit. And I know that you're currently, one of your weekly gigs is at Shay's, am I saying it right?
Yep, Shay's.
Shay's Coffee House over in the Fry Shopping Center in Cottonwood.
Yep.
6 to 8, I want to say.
I'm not sure of the address.
No, I mean time-wise.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, 6 to 8, and actually it's an open mic night.
Oh, that is true. You host that. That's
Yeah.
right. Excellent. Those are becoming really popular too. You are a very young man, and you've been doing this for a while, as I can figure it out. So, what got you? How did you get started in music?
My whole family has been just musically inclined, so it was there as a childhood, throughout the whole childhood. My mom, she was big into folk music and would always sing to me, Peter, Paul and Mary, and Pete Seeger, and my dad was always a career musician, and so it was just there, and it just came naturally.
Very nice. I know, again, this is just a couple of the descriptions that I've seen that talk about your music: acoustic, folk rock. There's many of those. Psychedelic rock is one of them. And what I hear is just music from the heart. And are you doing a lot of your own writing, and are you singing? Are you collaborating?
I basically just stick to a lot of the solo stuff, or having a few musicians come in and play with my songs. Like my dad will play actually bass on a few songs, and he did a lot on the album, and just having musicians fill in here and there, but all the writing's done by me, and most of it is solo.
Absolutely. What I know that this one is Sean Williams and his hallucinations. So your dad is part of your hallucinations.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Dad. That didn't come out right. But
Yeah.
but there are. But so you've had a few people that sing with you and do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What other kinds of places are you looking at playing? I did see your name very, very recently, I think, up in Flagstaff at a festival, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get into the folk festival. I played two of my first folk festivals this year, one in Flagstaff and one in Prescott. And so I'm just putting in applications wherever I possibly can with those folk festivals, local ones, and trying to work my way up through the circuits.
Well, I sense that there's going to be a significant amount of success along those lines. What else should we know about Sean Williams?
I don't know. This is all I do, really. I play and I work on the Verde Canyon Railroad, and so I just balance time between working and playing music.
That's called the day job?
Yeah, the day job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of that someday, but in the meantime, you could be working at worse places than the Verde Canyon Railroad.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly.
So that's not too bad. We would love to hear another song,
okay,
and we will get to that. I want to say thank you to everyone for joining us today, and we hope that you will come back to all the rest of our television shows in 2013 and beyond. Please, we invite you to visit myradioplace.com, visit verdevalleytv.com, share with us your thoughts, suggestions, anything you want to hear or don't want to hear anymore, and we will look forward to hearing from you. In the meantime, we are going to look forward to hearing one more song from Sean Williams.
All right, thank you. This one's called I'm Gone. I know is I'm alone. All I know is I've died alone. I know I'm not feeling too well, but I feel like I'm in hell. Please just take me home, 'cause I've been feeling low, yeah, I've been feeling low. Take all that I own, and steal my ox, my horse and my home, 'cause I've been moving on, yeah, I'm already gone. waiting to hear the bell that'll take me to my next hell, yeah, take me to my next hell. 'Cause the devil knows my name, but he don't know where I'm bound. And if I go insane, I won't make a sound. You can pick apart my brain, but there's nothing to be found. I'm long gone. My true love was gone with the night. I laid her to rest like I've done so many times. But when the morning came, the sun shot down its flames. I knew that she left with my money and my breath, with my money and my breath. You can call it bad luck, you can call it cruel fate. The poor got it rough, and the rich got it great. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first, and I'll be in the middle, just quenching my thirst. I'll be quenching my thirst. 'Cause the devil knows my name, and he knows where I'm bound. I'm on that morning train, riding through his town, but I can hear them play that old trumpet sound. I'm on my way back home.
Hi, I'm Captain Larry Dawson with the Cottonwood Fire Department, here to talk to you about cooking safety in your home. The #1 cause of house fires today is lack of safety in the kitchen. Always set a timer while you're cooking. If a fire starts in your oven, close the door and turn the oven off. When kids are present while cooking, always use the back burners and keep handles turned in and out of reach of children. Never leave an open flame unattended, and always have a working fire extinguisher nearby.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. You know, I followed your character since the first episode. I'm a big fan, big fan.
Thank you.
And listen, your storyline, it makes for incredible TV drama. Thing is, your drug use is very adult content. Too adult for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, have a good one.
You're a nice lady.
A few weeks ago, we had the opportunity to visit Dead Horse Ranch State Park, one of the beautiful areas here in the Verde Valley, and we talked about many of the opportunities that were available there. Today, we're visiting another state park, one that provides so many different kinds of opportunities. It's just amazing. We are at Fort Verde State Park, And we are going to learn about some of the different programs from Park Manager Sheila Stubler. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We have had a couple things. We had talked to you a year or so ago about the Victorian Christmas. And now we're into springtime and there are many different events. The next big one is the History of the Soldier.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about, this is somewhere near 15 years since the fort's been doing this.
Yeah, the History of the Soldier is a military timeline event, and we pay tribute to all soldiers that have served and continue to serve. So we encourage the public, if they have a uniform that they have from when they served, we encourage them to wear that or pull it out of the closet or even just put the hat on if they can. And our military timeline goes as far back. We had a Roman centurion that showed up one year, and then we've got Civil War, the Union, Confederate. We have the War of 1812, American Revolutionary folks. Then we have some folks that usually come that do Vietnam or whatever war period. And so we do pay tribute to all soldiers, and we thank everybody that did serve our country and all of those that continue to serve it. And we do that through this event.
Pretty timely. I know that when most people think of the fort, I think the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is the Indian Wars, but there is so much more throughout the property here, throughout the park, that explains how the military has affected all of our lives so greatly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the park, let's back up just a little bit more history of the park as Fort Verde State Park.
Sure. It's an original military fort from the 1870s, and it was operational for 20 years, 1871 to 1891. And the buildings that you see here, they're all original. They're 142 years old, made of adobe by the hands of the soldiers that resided here. And so there's a lot of work that went into it. And through the help of our volunteers and our partners, which include the town of Camp Verde and the county, they've helped us out financially to keep this historic park open and still standing. And if it wasn't for our partner support, we wouldn't be here. So it takes a lot of effort to go into giving these buildings the TLC that they need, but it's been a group effort and everybody's working together. So
one of the things that I've noticed in the several times that I've been here, there are many things that have been added. A little bit of lighting, for instance, the viewports, so that people, the visitors to the park, can see the way the soldiers lived. But the property, the pieces of furniture still maintain their integrity. So there are pieces that have been added, but the rest of it, you described the beds that are in the bachelor's quarters. They aren't quite, but they're pretty much what they were
pretty much
when they
they're
lived
pretty
here.
Small.
Yeah.
I mean, if you tried to sleep on one of those, it's kind of hard to get in there.
Yeah.
So, not that you want to.
No,
but,
exactly. No, I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
But here at Fort Verde, there will be many more things going on during the History of the Soldier event, as there are when there are other events at the park. But on property there is the surgeon's quarters, the doctor's office, I guess you'd call it, the bachelor's quarters, the officer's quarters, and they've all been kept up by your wonderful volunteers and kept in shape and looking the way they would have. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
There are not too many. You've got some paid staffers, and the rest of this is volunteer. I know for a couple of the events that I've been to, there are dozens and dozens of people that come dressed in period costume.
Absolutely. All of our reenactments that we do, they're all volunteers, and if we didn't have their support, we wouldn't have these events to offer to the public. So
exactly.
we want to give a shout out to our volunteer reenactors, because they make it come to life.
The History of the Soldier event is April 13th and 14th.
Yes.
And each morning starts with a flag raising ceremony, as it would have at the fort. And then there are so many things. There are demonstrations in artillery, there are military presentations, and my favorite, the Dutch oven demonstration.
Absolutely, absolutely. Our company cook is Bill Stafford, and he faithfully has been here for every reenactment that we do, and the crew that helps him out, they're all volunteers, and they work really hard to feed the bellies of our volunteers that are also helping out to make the park successful in our reenactments. So we really appreciate it.
Exactly. And I've also been impressed with the knowledge that your reenactors, this is truly a lifestyle for them, and they should be very proud of everything that they're doing.
I learn something new from them every time.
You did today. It's pretty
Absolutely, yeah.
exciting. After the history of the soldier, as we mentioned, is April 13th and 14th. We do then have other events that are coming up along with the Corn Fest. You do the baseball, vintage baseball at Fort Verde, and then Tom Sawyer Day. Yeah. And then one of the jewels of the Verde Valley, of all Verde Valley events, is Fort Verde Days.
Absolutely.
Any little hints about what we might expect for Fort Verde Days?
Probably the traditional, where we have folks in the period uniforms, and hopefully we can get the cannon back again. The cannon we haven't had for a number of years due to firing malfunctions. And we've got 3 artillery groups. Oh, there's going to be 3 different presentations on Saturday of the History of the Soldier event with the cannon crew, and hopefully they'll come back again in October and do that for us.
We're going to hope for that, and then all of the Christmas events.
Absolutely.
Fort Verde's huge at Christmas. We're looking forward to it. I think we should probably check out a little bit of the rest of the fort before we take off from this episode, and we will see you back in the studio after this.
Hi, I'm Ben Bueller, owner and funeral director at Bueller Funeral Homes. My grandfather once told me, you can serve a family selfishly once, or treat them right and serve that family for generations.
Bueller Funeral Home has been serving Arizona families for 3 generations with affordable and reasonable services. Bueller Funeral Home feels a funeral should be as unique and personal as the individual it honors, whatever your choices, your traditions, or your budget.
Having a fire escape plan is very important to keep your family safe and together in the event of a fire. When you awake to the sound of a smoke detector and smoke in your room, don't stand straight up. Carefully roll off your bed and stay low under the smoke. If your door is shut, feel the door with the back of your hand. Slowly open the door if no heat is felt. Always stay low until you get to the outside of your home. Always have 2 ways out of your house and a specified meeting place somewhere outside your home. Home escape plans should be drawn up and rehearsed on a regular basis. This could be the difference between life and death if caught in a fire.
Hey guys, thanks for coming.
Are we in trouble?
No, you're not in trouble. I just want to set some ground rules.
Like what?
Well, remember last week when you hit Vinny in the head with the shovel?
I do not recall that.
Of course not. Well, it was pretty graphic. Too graphic for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
You know, I gotta make this up to you. This is Vinny's watch, and I want you to have it. You deserve it.
Thank you. That's really not necessary.
No, come here.
Little surfer, little one, make my world come all undone. Do you love me? Do you, surfer girl, surfer girl, surfer girl? I have watched you on the shore, standing at the ocean's roar.
So I say from me to you, I will make your dreams come true. Do you love me? Do you, surfer? Girl, surfer, girl, surfer, girl.
All right, good job. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
Allow me to introduce you to Livas and Martinez. One of my recent discoveries, I have to say. Dave Martinez.
Yes.
Chris Livas.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you for being on the show. Welcome. We're so glad to have you here. I had the pleasure of meeting you guys for the first time at, I always throw these plugs in, the Spaghetti Dinner for the Adopt for Life Center for Animals. You entertained a whole large group of people that loved you. So I just had no choice but to get you to come in and be on the show with me, and I really appreciate it. I'll start with either one. How'd you guys get started?
Well, Chris and I met years ago when we were both involved with the town of Clarkdale, and somewhere along the line we found out we were both interested in the same type of music, and we got together, and for a couple of years there we played off and on, and that was like 10 years ago. And so we've recently regrouped.
Reconnected. We've been playing for about a year and a half now, maybe a little longer. And
this time.
Yeah, and really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Getting back to what we love to do. So.
Well, and I think I've heard that from a couple of different musicians. When one I can think of in particular, kind of when you're younger, it's sort of I've got to do this, I got to get out there, and then, you know, time goes by, life goes on, and then you get to do it because you enjoy it, because you want to do it and be out there. Like I say, I know that you played for the Spaghetti Dinner. I know that you've got a couple of other fairly big gigs coming up. Tell us a little bit about what's on your schedule coming up around the corner.
Well, the next thing we're going to do is another thing for the Humane Society at the 10/12 on May 4th. It's a bike run and to benefit the Humane Society. So I think it's called...
It's the Cruising for Critters
Cruising
bike
for Critters,
run.
that's it.
Yeah. And it is at the 10/12, and I know that I was really excited that you guys were able to make that one. It's a daytime event. It starts off early in the morning, and so we didn't want to compete with the 10/12, but you guys were able to make it, and we'll be getting to enjoy you there. And then after that,
we have the Relay for Life.
Yes.
That'll be
our second year playing there.
Second Saturday in May. And then we will be doing the first show at the Clarkdale Gazebo in June. Is that?
Yep, June 1st, Saturday from 7 to 9.
7 to 9.
Yep. Which is a great venue. It's family friendly and nice to bring lawn chairs and a picnic and come out and just enjoy the evenings.
Repellent.
Yeah,
that too. I think last year we had a couple of the performers that did the Clarkdale Gazebo. Plus, we always try to get Dawn in here to talk about the summer activities at the park, because there's always a lot going on in Clarkdale, and it is very, very fun.
Yeah.
Cool. What kind of now when you're performing, and as you look at what kind of engagements you want to take on, let's send a message out there a little bit. Who do you want? Do you hope to be performing in some restaurants and bars? Do you want to do family reunions? What kinds of things do you?
We're pretty open. Last summer we had the opportunity to play at a couple of different local restaurants, including up in Jerome. We kind of became a mainstay for the summer as long as the weather held out. So small venues, open air.
You know, the stuff that's been going on Main Street lately, all the wineries and that kind of stuff, is perfect for this, really. It is, you know. So I think we're coming along at the right time to fill a niche that needs filled.
Sounds perfect to me. We will watch for Livas and Martinez to show up at in Old Town Cottonwood, maybe over in Sedona. Keep your ears open, your eyes open, and let's hope that we get to see them again really soon. And with that, we're going to say thanks for joining us and see if these guys will play another song for us.
We'd love to.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you, Verde Valley.
There you go. Woohoo.
When I was a young man, I found an old dream. Was as bad as a one-on-one as you have ever seen. I bought myself some new and I painted a nose, and I whistled high up in the air, and I rose up high singing, carry me, yeah, carry me above the world. Loved a girl. She was younger than me, and her parents kept her locked up in their world, and she was crying. She was wishing she could go free, yeah. But mostly I remember her laughing, smiling and watching us play. For a while there, the music would take her away and she'd be singing, carry me, yeah, carry me above the world. Lying in white sheets, she was waiting to die. She said, if somebody could just reach underneath this bed and untie these weights, well, I could surely fly high. Well, she's still smiling, but she's tired. She's wishing she could hear that last bell ring. And you know that if she could, she would. Well, she'd stand up. She'd stand right up and she'd be singing, carry me, yeah, carry me above the world. Carry me, yeah, carry me. Carry me, yeah, carry me.
the world. Carry me, yeah, carry me.